Today is Monday, another full day of eating. Today is actually a holiday, and so I am off with my children in order to watch them, and they're gonna be in the background. So I am starting my day off with my coffee, which is great. I have been kind of reducing the amount of beans I've been putting in my coffee just to kind of reduce the amount of like stimulants that I'm getting in there. But caffeine, specifically coffee, doesn't really affect me. It doesn't really affect things like my adrenals or my cortisol levels, so I am lucky in that regard. I did want to sit down and update you guys on how the whole not doing a full fat coffee is going and just doing a more basic coffee in the morning is going, and it's going pretty good. I'm not as hungry as I thought I would be, and I don't really feel like I need to add the fat back in. The one thing that I would say that I'm missing is getting my collagen in. I really like my coffee as my source for collagen, so I might start adding that back in and just doing like a collagen coffee without any fat in it and see how that goes. But I am not losing weight faster or anything like that. If anything, the little bit of weight that I maybe put on after the holidays through, eating too many good keto snacks is pretty much gone, but it didn't really speed up any kind of extra weight loss or anything like that. It's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna do a full day of eating. I'm also going to be tackling two questions, again, that I get so often, and that is, how do I menu plan? How do I go about like shopping and grocery shopping throughout the week? And then also, what am I doing for workouts in conjunction with keto and everything? It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. My voice is not fully awake yet because I just got up like 20 minutes ago. I need to drink this and then I need to go and tackle my day. Okay, so it's sometime later. I'm actually getting ready to start making my lunch, but I wanted to sit down and just quickly answer those two questions, and that is, what are my workouts, and then how do I plan my meals for the week? So my workouts, typically about 4 days a week, I do jump rope workouts, and I will jump rope for about 60 seconds to 3 minutes and then take a break. And during that break, I will do a body-based workout where I will do anything from squats to push-ups, sit-ups, whatever it is I'm feeling like. I will do that during that break and then kind of keep going with that cycle of doing like a few minutes of jump roping and then doing a body-based workout for probably about 30 minutes or so. On the other 3 days of the week, I am active. I do other things. I will do anything from working out on our elliptical to jumping on our rebounder, which is just a small mini trampoline. So whatever I'm feeling like, I'll just do on those 3 days. I might even add those aspects to the days that I do jump roping if I'm feeling like I've got enough time to do some sort of additional workout on top of that, and that I feel like I need that additional workout. So that's my workouts. I got into jump roping because I was learning more about the lymph system and how I wanted to make sure that I was helping that go through its process, and jump roping came up as a great option for doing that. So that's how I got into jump roping. I also found a channel on YouTube here called Zen Dude Fitness. Actually, I think they go by the Jump Rope Dudes now, but you can look up Zen Dude Fitness or Jump Rope Dudes, and I think you'll find these guys. But they do anywhere from 5-minute to 30-minute long jump roping workouts. They do kind of eat what I would call more of like a bro science diet, so I don't follow their diet advice because that diet doesn't work for me. But I do love their jump rope videos, and they're very easy to throw on. So if you are thinking about getting into jump roping, that is a great channel to check out. So how do I plan out my meals for the week? Basically, before I go grocery shopping, I do an assessment of everything that I have already stocked in my kitchen. And I will look and see if I need any, additional pantry items. If I do, great. What I'm really looking at is, when I look at my kitchen, is how much of my produce is going to kind of survive the next couple days. Because if it's already going bad and I didn't use it, then I have to throw it away, and it's wasteful. I try to avoid doing that, so I try to see where my produce is at, and then I try to plan to use any of that additional produce that I had left over from the past grocery trip up in my meals those first few days of my new shopping week. That kind of gets priority when I'm planning out my meals, but I also take into consideration, once I've bought all of my groceries, what is the expiration date of each item that I bought. I try to use items that are going to expire sooner, faster, and try to plan that in. I also take into account, as I plan meals out for the week, what my schedule is. Everybody's schedule varies, but there are certain days of the week when I am coming home at almost 6 o'clock at night, and so I need to make sure that I'm able to very quickly throw together a meal that is keto friendly, is healthy, and gets the job done as far as feeding me, but is also something that's not going to take a ton of time, because I'm just going to be too exhausted at that point and I'm just going to want to not do it. So I always want to make sure that I'm doing stuff that helps to promote me to eat clean, to eat real foods, to be cooking my foods myself, and to be not going after eating out or grabbing food quickly on my way home. I want to make sure that I am encouraging myself to eat the food that I actually buy. So I make sure to have options that I can very quickly throw together. So I will always look at my schedule for the week to kind of plan out where those meals will land, and then try to work in both the time that I have as well as how long that food will last in there. So in order to get ahead of the busier nights, I will do some level of meal prepping. It's really more about like pre-cooking some meat, so that way I have that aspect very easy to grab and then throw into various meals throughout the week. One thing that I like to do is boiled chicken. I was doing it in my crock pot. I now do it in my Instapot, but I will boil a few breasts of chicken, so that way I can throw them on salads for lunches, or I can throw them into like stir fries that I'm making with cauliflower rice, tacos that I'm making with like lettuce wraps. So that way, whatever it is I decide to cook, I have the meat already prepared. It's one less thing to worry about, and it's just very quick and easy to throw together. The thing I will say is that if I do that, I make sure that I'm using that meat up within a 48-hour period, just so that way it doesn't spoil on me. If I'm gonna not be able to use all of it up within that 48-hour period, I will just freeze the portion that I'm not able to use, and then just be mindful of like defrosting it or thawing it when I'm ready to use it. So basically, just to kind of recap, I think about my week. I think about which days are gonna really suck to cook on. I try to plan and buy everything in advance for the entire week and plan out my meals. I always assess what I currently have within my kitchen, so that way I am not wasting products that we already have, and try to incorporate those things that are going to be expiring soon into my meals right away, so that way it's getting used and I don't have any food spoilage. And then lastly, I will try to cook any items that I can ahead of time, so that way they're ready, you know, and I can easily throw them into a meal. I need to make my lunch, and so I'm gonna go do that, and I will show you guys what I end up eating. Okay, so for lunch, I just took 1 can of tuna, and I mixed in about 3 tablespoons of an avocado oil-based mayo with, with about a cup of this broccoli slaw, which is just basically broccoli and carrots chopped up. And then I also added in some pumpkin seeds. So overall, very high fat, but some good carbs in there that I'm going to be able to get some good vitamin C, vitamin A from. And so yeah, this should hold me over. I'm also having some seaweed chips with it. So these are just some plain toasted seaweed chips. There's no flavoring on them, so they end up being about 1 carb for all of this. So this broccoli slaw that I have in here adds about 2 carbs to this meal. No carbs in my avocado oil mayonnaise. There is no seasoning in this, so there's no additional carbs there. The pumpkin seeds have 5 carbs, but they also have 5 fiber, so 0 net carbs there. So yeah, very good low carb meal, but still eating a ton of different vegetables and nutrients, just finding the right balance for it all. So it's post lunch now, but it's pre-dinner, so I need to go ahead and make dinner. We have an event tonight, and so I need to quickly make dinner so that way we get it eaten, and then we can go off to our event and enjoy the rest of our evening. So for tonight's dinner, I'm making a portobello kind of goat cheese mushroom burger thing. This is something that I make when I don't have a lot of time, so this is one of those items that has a produce item that I need to be mindful about using before it expires, but then it's also a convenient item that I can whip up and have ready when I have busy nights like this. This meal is basically a portobello mushroom with a burger patty on top of that, and then some cream cheese and some shredded cheese on top of that, melted into kind of a little meat burger mushroom thing. So basically, to make this, I'm using some pre-made burgers. These burgers come from a company that makes them from grass-fed cows. I buy it at Costco. These burger patties are great because they do not contain any additives. So it's just the meat and then the seasonings. So that's basically it. They're also pre-cooked, and so they are very, very easy to kind of heat up. While they're cooking, I will prepare some of the other ingredients. I will wash my portobello mushrooms. I will shred my cheese, so that is all ready to go. So that way I'm saving on time as well. To cook these, I will also cook them in oil because, you know, I want to make sure that I'm getting enough fat in for the day. And when I put the burger on top of the portobello mushroom, I will also drizzle that oil that I cooked it in on top, so that way that oil is getting in there. It's not only just getting into the cooked meat, but any extra oil is getting onto the food as well, so I'm getting that additional fat. I will put the kind of cream-based goat cheese on top of the burger. The one that I'm going to be using is, again, goat cheese, but it's one with tomato and basil seasoning in it. It's got less than 1 carb per serving, so it's a very convenient way to get a lot of flavor in there without any additional carbs coming just from seasonings. I will also top it with some shredded Gouda goat's cheese and then put it in the oven on broil for about 5 minutes, so that way that cheese fully melts and kind of gets nice and crispy. So 10 minutes total in order to cook this dinner. Very, very easy. It's one that I throw together on nights, like I said, when my schedule is just too busy and there's not enough time to cook. So I hope you guys enjoyed this day of eating, and I hope you guys enjoyed the kind of tips I gave about both my workouts and my way of shopping and grocery shopping throughout the week. Like I said, it's all about knowing your schedule and knowing when your food's going to expire and making sure that you work it within that schedule. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.